Hello everybody and welcome back to Odin's movie vlog. I am the critic who is a cynic. Hope you're doing well, and today we're actually going to be doing a review of some movies that are now available on sale through Amazon.com because as you all know, I am a huge fan of movies. I'm a movie buff, but I'm also a Blu-ray collector. I have an entire 2 shelves worth of Blu-rays just stacked on top of each other. I've always been into Blu-ray. I've been into Blu-ray collecting now for a few years, and I just always love whenever Blu-rays and 4Ks go on sale, and I try and share those when I possibly can, especially if it's a film that I'm a big fan of and I think it's a really good deal. I try and put those out on Twitter, but I figured, hey, you know what, today I'll go ahead and let y'all know the site that I personally use to follow Blu-ray sales, 4K sales, things like that, and also what the current sales are as of today on June 7th at 2:28 p.m. All of these deals are, of course, subject to change. Sometimes they are exclusive to Amazon Prime members. And also, of course, you can go ahead and try and change some of the settings on this to find out what's available through Best Buy on sale, what's available through iTunes if you are a digital film collector, or Google Play, or any of those sites. You can find there as well. Walmart, I believe, is also supported. And it's just a really great site. The site I use is literally called bluray.com, and I go to this specific thing here where it goes to the best deals. And so it's broken up into different categories. You have the best deals currently. Again, this is just based on what people are actually buying. And so that's how they rank these specifically. You also have newest deals. So if brand new deals pop up, if you want to follow along and say, hey, I wonder, what the next movie is going to be, you just refresh this page nonstop and you'll get some brand new films that get there. You also have lowest prices. So starting as low as $4 for certain Blu-rays, which if you know anything about movies in general, again, how much it costs to rent, how much it costs to buy and go to a film, the fact that you can get now Creed for $4 on Blu-ray is a damn good deal. Wonder for $5 is also a fantastic deal. You get a freaking Rambo First Blood for $5 on Blu-ray as well. There's also 4Ks of this now, but the fact that you can get a lot of these films, again, many of them are actually good classic films like Hook, Rambo 3, Rambo 2, Anaconda, guilty pleasure film for a lot of people. It's just a really cool thing to see Blu-rays now falling into these price zones, and even 4K titles now are starting to be a lot more reasonably priced than they were beforehand. And then you also have deals of the day, which is very similar to, the best deals overall, but these are ones that are considered top deals, meaning it's the best price for this film that is yet to be released at this point in time. So let's go ahead and go through some of these best deals that have been listed. So the first one there, I think, is a great deal, and this is for the 4K edition of Top Gun. So for those that don't know, Top Gun is a fantastic film from back in the day. I cannot wait for Top Gun 2 Maverick, which is supposed to come out this year, because of just how they're able to get cameras into these jets, into these planes, and the fact that you have these actors in the actual jets themselves, and of course Tom Cruise flying an actual plane in the movie. I did some research on it, and it turns out he did not actually fly, the legit jets that they are showing from the outside or from the inside cockpit, but he did actually fly planes for the movie. The fact that this dude does a lot of his own stunts is just truly amazing, and so I cannot wait to see Top Gun 2. But the first Top Gun, again, it's not nearly as innovative as, obviously, the newer film is going to be, but for its time, it definitely was. I think it made, jet flying just very interesting and just, high octane and fun to watch. And also, Top Gun easily has one of the best soundtracks to a movie, especially for a film of its time period. You also have Flash Gordon on sale for 4K. I think it's the first time it's been released on 4K. This is an Arrow Video release, which is actually unique to Arrow Video because Arrow Video hadn't really done 4K releases up until this point. So now they are starting to do 4K releases. You can get a 4K edition of Flash Gordon for $20. This one is actually a pre-sale, so that's just really cool that you can get that film now for pre-order. I believe this film is released sometime in August, and so you can go ahead and order it now a couple months early and get it for a lower price. Let's see here. You got Birds of Prey, Harley Quinn, whatever the hell this film ended up being named after. Those are way overpriced. So again, even though technically they are deals as far as general 4Ks, general Blu-rays are concerned, I think that you're still paying way too much. New DC animated film Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. It was only $10 on Blu-ray. That seems like a pretty good deal overall. You have a classic film, Leon the Professional, film that I've actually never seen before. I do own it already on Blu-ray, but it is available now on 4K title for $15. You have a newer Disney film, Onward, for $25. No real point in getting this if you have the Disney Plus network because it is still available there. You have the new, was a Guy Ritchie film, The Gentleman, a film I never got to see in theaters because that's around the time that the quarantine started to happen. $20 on 4K for a brand new film. I would actually say that's a pretty decent deal. However, I would wait on this one because this is the type of film that will probably end up dropping to at least $15 or $10 on 4K at this point in time. You actually have The Invisible Man, the entire complete Legacy collection for $15, which again seems like a pretty good deal overall for that. You have films like The Favorite. I wasn't a big fan of it, but again, $10 on Blu-ray. You always got to look at it overall. You have an entire season's worth of Doctor Who for $20. I know that everyone on this channel wants to see that very, very soon, I'm sure. Gretel and Hansel, the brand new film on Blu-ray, $15. The Rhythm Section, which bombed completely at the box office, to no surprise to me, is already on sale for $13 on Blu-ray. That was a film that actually came out sometime in this year. Let's see, you got The Way Back with Ben Affleck on sale already for $15. Requiem for a Dream, available on 4K for $18. If Beale Street Could Talk, another film from last year that got some award buzz around it, just didn't really have any interest in it because it seemed to have certain political pushings and storytelling nature. I'm just tired of it. So $10 though on Blu-ray if that's something that you were possibly interested in. You actually have a Blu-ray Steelbook edition here of Kiki's Delivery Service, which is a Studio Ghibli film. So if you are a Steelbook collector, they also have that. Midway is available for $15 on 4K. You got Ready Player One, which I don't think is a very good film. Book is so much better. $18 on 4K, though, is not a terrible deal. Pan's Labyrinth, also $18. The movie The Hunt, the one that got all the controversy because is it anti-conservative? Is it pro-conservative? Who knows at this point? Available for $22 on Blu-ray. A little bit pricey for that film, but it is also relatively new as well. So I can say that you can probably end up waiting on this one and end up getting it for a better price. Nausicaa in the Valley of the Wind, so another Studio Ghibli film, $13 on Blu-ray is always a good deal for a Studio Ghibli film. This is a film that I actually picked up today. I actually realized I don't own a copy of Saving Private Ryan, and I've always said it's one of my favorite films. It's obviously one of the best war movies ever made. $15 on 4K to get this classic film, I think, is a great deal. So I would highly recommend picking this one up as long as it is on and at this price. Princess Mononoke, another Studio Ghibli film, available for $13 on Blu-ray. You have this is a set right here I've seen now a couple of times. This is the Columbia Pictures Classic Volume 1 set, and it's $100. That it's just a little bit too overpriced for me. And the reason why I think that is because you're only getting 6 movies for this. So there are all 4K discs, right? There's 6 of them. They're ranging from $39 to $19.96 because the overall films you get are Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, Lawrence of Arabia, Dr. Strangelove, Gandhi, A League of Their Own, and Jerry Maguire. And I just don't think those are the best movies to want to spend $100 on for 6 of them. And I have seen sets that have had more films. Like, for example, I've got on Blu-ray 50 Warner Brothers movies, and that set went on sale by the time that I got it for Christmas, actually, for around $70. So the fact that I could get 50 movies ranging from the 1930s all the way up until the 2000s of the entire of a lot of the Warner Brothers collection for that much, and you're charging for 6 movies, yeah, it's on 4K, but only 6 movies, and you're spending still over $100 on those, I just think that's a little bit too much. Now, this is a pre-order, and so likely over time, this will drop in price. That all being said, I just wish this was a little bit cheaper because I really just can't recommend it at this point in time at that specific price. But if that's the value that you think is worth those films, then you might want to check it out. And just a couple more 4K titles that I noticed is on sale. So you got Spartacus on 4K for the first time, $23. This one will probably end up dropping in price. So again, if you need to have it now in 4K, obviously it's available now at $23. But this is a movie that I'm pretty sure is going to drop to $15 at some point in the near future. And then, of course, you have a a newer film release in Bloodshot, available on 4K for $23. It's a film that literally came out the weekend before all the theaters shut down. It's a film that I have not yet seen. I've heard mixed things about it. I hear that if you want a mindless, entertaining action film, it's worth it. If you care about things like CGI and story, it probably will not be for you, and that's where I kind of usually fall in line with, and so I probably wouldn't want to see it anyway. But for $23, if you want a brand new film, a film that was released in 2020 on 4K, that is not a terrible deal. Again, just basically looking at typical 4K and Blu-ray titles. But anyway, those are some of the movies that are on sale. Again, for me, I would say my 2 top picks to pick up would definitely be Tom Cruise's Top Gun, the original Top Gun, in 4K Ultra HD with that HDR, and also, of course, to pick up Saving Private Ryan in 4K with that HDR as well. Those are, I think, the 2 best deals, both price and also movie-wise. But, of course, you all know I'm a big fan of Flash Gordon. I think it is campy fun And so the fact that it is getting a 4K release is pretty exciting. However, this one's a little bit further off. Again, you'll have to wait until about August for this film to be released, where if you order Top Gun or Saving Private Ryan now, you can actually get it within this week. I actually ordered both of those for myself today because they were both on sale, and it'll be coming in Tuesday for me. So what are your thoughts about this? Are there any films that maybe I left off the list? Again, just going, I guess, over some of the smaller ones. Again, Creed for $4 is a good deal, as I mentioned previously. Wonder is a great film for $5. Hook is a great film for $5. Arrival for $6 on Blu-ray is actually a pretty good deal. Apollo 13 for $6. You got Ben-Hur. Oh, no, that's the remake. Never mind. Screw that. Don't buy that one unless you wanted to watch it. You actually have Stallone's original Judge Dredd, which I think is worse than the Dredd that we ended up getting recently. But as you can see, a lot of films that are somewhat new. Some of them are classics. You can get for about $5 or $6 on Blu-ray right now. I think these are all, for the most part, pretty damn good deals. But let me know your thoughts about these and any other films that maybe you've picked up recently for good deals in the comment section below. If you like this video, smash that like button, hit that subscribe. It helps out a lot. You're all amazing and beautiful people. Have a wonderful day. And as always, God bless. And now a huge shout out to all of my June Patreon members: Albertus Magnus, Animation Commentator, Brian P., David Bobrizik, Dion, Divex, Enrique Evangelista, Father Christopher Miller, hail to you, Father, Frank the Tank and the Shawhan Wiener Dog Clan, Harold Francis, the Hunky Chunky Funky Monkey, Inflamed Wood, It's a Trap Productions, Jason Clark, Jeffrey Toon, Kenneth Cameo, Lady T, Laura Story, Mad Mitch Dunaway, Mike Jackson, Mr. Peabody and his evil twin with the beautiful hair, Orange Hat Reviews, Outpost Dyer, Out of Step with Reality, Riff Magos, Rosetta Allen, Steve Glasker, Teresa Martin, Theodore Benton, Tina Bojan, The DJD Show, and Tina B. And also to my Subscribe Star members: Edgardo Martinez, John B., Perpetual Punster, Robert Revo, Mr. Roy, Glinzer, G2 Cool 99, Dark Star 57, J. Alex McCarthy Jr., US 888209 Fast, Dean Heiss, Harold Francis, J. Rod, the Beer Guru, and also Nebanon G. Adams and ZK Man. And Jonathan Carney. Thank you all so much for being a member of Patreon and Subscribestar. And seriously, it really does mean a lot. Helps keeps the light on, helps me able to do things like the giveaways for my $5 and up backers on Patreon and Subscribestar, and also be able to put more stuff into the actual channel itself, including upgrading different components, whether it be webcams, microphones, things like that. All of that helps to support it, and it really does mean a lot. So thank you all so very much. Please, if you want to have your name shouted out or look at any of the other perks, which include things like indeed having access to exclusive 4K digital giveaways every single month, and also an exclusive podcast hosted on Patreon, Subscribestar, and also YouTube memberships as well at the $10 and up level, featuring John the Flick Pig Flickinger. Please check all of those things out in the description of this video. You guys are all amazing and beautiful people. Have a wonderful day, and as always, God bless.